Let me get it back. Hello. Hey, slime.
Hi there, my YouTube viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to Beauty Health, also known as Asia Web. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you tips on how to prepare for your online school year, how to prepare basically for your online semester. This is basically more geared towards college students because obviously I'm a college student. I'm going into my sophomore year of college, so I thought why not give some of my tips to have a more successful semester than what we were given when we just got thrown to wolves for online school for the end of the spring semester. So before we jump right into it, don't forget to follow me on my social medias. They will be linked here on the screen and down below in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see more school related videos, and don't forget to subscribe because I want to grow my family with you guys. And yeah, also don't forget, if you haven't already, if you are subscribed, turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So that's pretty much it. So let's just hop right into the video. So let's get right into it. So the first part that you can do is to print out the syllabi, the syllabus that you're going to get from your teachers. And then once you get the syllabus printed out, you want to read over all your syllabi, and within the syllabus you want to go in and highlight every single date that the teacher has listed, whether it's talking about when you're starting a new chapter, when you're supposed to have a test, when you have a quiz, anything that has a due date, you want to highlight it so then you can go back in your syllabus and you can easily find it, and then that way it's easier when you need to write down important dates for like quizzes when this assignment and stuff is due. That way you can have more of a mental note, because like it's proven that if you write things at least down 7 times, then you're more likely to remember it. So this should help. The next part is textbooks, is to make sure you have the required textbooks that you need, because not every teacher is going to recommend that you buy the textbook for the class or that you're going to need for the class, but I highly recommend getting the textbooks. I find them very useful. Personally for me, textbooks is just the easiest way for me to learn. If a teacher is not explaining something, I can easily go back in the textbook and read over the text and try to learn it that way if they're not explaining it in the way that I'm able to understand. The next one is to go to Rate My Professors. Rate My Professors can help get you an idea on what your teacher is going to be like for that semester, and it's going to get you an idea on how they like to run their class. It might be different because it's online, but you can still get an idea on how previous students learn from that teacher in their class, and you can have a sense of idea about what the teacher is going to expect from you. The next one is to have a desk space. You want to have a designated area just for class and just for school, let alone. I know it's easy to just lay in your bed and log into Zoom and go to class for the day, but you actually want to physically get up out of bed and still have a routine, have an area just designated for school, so then that way your mind can be like, this is only strictly for school. You want to make sure it is cleaned and organized so it's easy to find stuff, so when you're in class you're not disturbing everybody else, because your camera might have to be on. You want to keep coming in and out of the camera. It could be distracting to other students, so you just want a designated learning space. Next, I would recommend an agenda. This can be a physical agenda, this could be an electronic agenda, whichever one works best for you, but you need an agenda just to write down all important due dates, or you could put all important due dates into a calendar. So for me, I like to put all my due dates into a calendar. I physically put it on an electric calendar, and I also like to go in and put it down in an agenda, just because sometimes I might not have my agenda on me, or if I forget to bring my agenda that day, or if I can't find my agenda, I can still have that on an electronic device, because I'm one for losing things. So then this way I can have it in more than one place. That's what works best for me. But you can also use an electronic agenda to remind you, hey, you have class at this time. Classes start in 15 minutes, so you can get up in enough time to be dressed and ready to go. So having an agenda is really important for keeping down classes, lab times, practice times, and things like that. The next one is you want to have a schedule. Even though we're doing online classes, I really realized that when I came home for spring semester to finish off online, I didn't really have a set schedule, and so I would literally just get up out of bed, brush my teeth, and log on to class. But this year I want to do it different. So have a set schedule. Pretend like you're still getting up and going to class, because I feel like having a set schedule makes it easier when it comes to studying, planning out breaks, and helps with your time management. Vice versa than you just welling out of bed into logging into Zoom. Having a set schedule gives you something to do every single day, and then that way you can plan out your time accordingly. So that way you can have more time to do assignments and have time to go to office hours if so you need it. That way you're not rushing. You can have time to actually engage in class and learn on your own and actually make questions on your own for your teachers. So make a set schedule. I know it's easy to just roll up out of bed, but sis, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't you do it. The next one that I wish I would have did more is to have group chats, because you can use group chats that you can use group chats to communicate with other people within your class, and they might be able to explain something that you didn't understand or you didn't quite get completely because of how the way the teacher explained it. So you can ask your classmates because they might explain it in a different way, or you can just ask questions with your classmates. You can schedule study sessions with your classmates. So it's just easier to do it that way, especially if you're more comfortable going and having these conversations with your classmates about not understanding stuff, because sometimes it can be really hard to just be like, hey professor, I have a question, because you know some people have anxiety and things like that. So definitely create group chats. Even if it was just with one person, it's just really nice to always have one person to be like, hey, you want to go over this for the quiz that we have also myself. The next one is your advisor. You really want to stay in touch with your advisor because they help you plan your schedule. Your advisor is there to make sure you're taking the right classes that you need until you declare your major. And then once you do declare your major, you have an advisor for your major that you declare. So it's really nice that you stay in touch with your advisor, so because they typically know what's best for the student. Not all the time, but typically that is what they get paid for. So keep in touch with your advisor. Be like, hey, like, how do you feel about this teacher? Have previous students previous students that you advise, have they had this teacher, have they had this professor? It makes it just easier. And then the next and last but not least is to breathe. It's a lot doing classes online, especially if you're a freshman in college, or even some of the high schoolers who are doing online this year. It's going to be a lot. It's probably the first time some of y'all are ever taking online classes. So remember to breathe, because believe it or not, some of your professors or some of your teachers are out here winging it just as much as you are. So remember to breathe. Remember that online learning is still a new thing for everyone. And at this point, for some people, online learning is not even a choice. It's the only option that we have. So remember to relax and to breathe. And that's pretty much all I have about how to prepare for the online semester. It's really not much besides the simple fact that we just have to do it because, you know, COVID, but it is what it is. I really hope this video was somewhat kind of helpful. I know it's kind of on the shorter side, but yeah, other than that, I love you guys all the way to the moon and back, and I'll see you in the next one.